92.5 FM.
Tick. Hey, welcome into The Lead. Hayes Carline here with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSilva. How are those Gators doing? The Rider Storms.
Well, they're up 7-6 in the ninth, so it's that Gator heart.
Wow, 7. This will be a debacle if they lose this game.
So they're up 4-0, down 6-4, up 7-6. Auburn got blown out today by UW Milwaukee.
Wow.
So
and
just
Auburn's
shows
like
you.
4th in the country?
Yeah, so
Wow.
I saw that tweet. That's, all these low majors are throwing their stud today.
Yeah.
And some of these bigger schools, Florida, got
Right.
arrogant and said, well, send our number 3 guy out there.
Yeah.
Because, burnout.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll keep you posted on that as that game wraps up. We got a lot to get to on The Lead today. Mark Long's going to join us in our next segment.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. We believe Mark Long will be with us in our next segment. So we'll talk some Jags. We'll talk some Gators with Mark. That'll be fun. Kai Stevens of Jaguars.com will join us at the bottom of the hour. We'll get Kai's thoughts on what we saw Tuesday in OTAs and start previewing. We'll be out there Monday morning again for the next round that the media is allowed to see of Jags OTA. So we'll get Kai's thoughts on things she's looking forward to seeing on Monday as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're going to do something fun around 5:15. Beware Rosenhaus and Boris and Jimmy Sexton and company. Your time is over.
Who wants to have some fun?
Yeah, we are going to do a build your own sports agency draft. Ryan will go first, then JJ, and then I will go. And it's basically like, who would you take? Every athlete on the planet is available. So you're building your sports agency. Who are you going to build it around? We'll do a few rounds of that. Should be a lot of fun. And we'll get to some NBA as well. And but we'll pretty much talk Jaguars and stick with football. Again, we'll keep you updated on baseball as well. What we got?
Ryder has tied it.
Wow.
I don't know why I'm finding this so amusing.
Because it is amusing. I mean, I can't even tell you where Ryder is.
I had to
know.
look it up today. It's in
New Jersey. New Jersey.
New Jersey. Wow.
I don't even know what channel is on. We got ESPN.
I don't think it's on.
The
yeah,
Ocho.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Wow. Well,
but, so real quick, JJ and Hayes, you gave me a homework assignment last week, and between writing my Saturday column and my Monday column, I was trying to prevent some burnout, as I said earlier.
yeah.
I watched Fletch.
Oh,
Nice.
what'd you think?
I mean, a cornucopia of one-liners.
It's the whole
unbelievable.
movie.
I mean,
Yeah,
the script, I mean, the premise is stupid, but it was 1985. And,
Yeah.
I think the two best scenes for me are the physical
Yeah.
and Doc, the whole fist, and also
Moon River.
and also the medical examiner. I got to sterilize my hands. He's not going to get any sicker.
Right. Have you ever seen a spleen that large? Yeah, it's a well, good. I'm glad. Well, welcome to
Took
the
you
tribe.
30 years,
Yeah.
but
So,
I'm very happy.
you also in Fletch get a young Gina Davis.
Sensational.
Yes.
And
But
she
yeah.
can act, unlike the female lead in that movie, who couldn't act.
Oh yeah. That plays the
The wife.
Mrs. Stanwyck.
Yeah.
I think Mrs. Stanwyck was on Seinfeld one time. I can't remember the role, but I think
Yeah,
she.
Dana
I
Wheeler
think she-
Nichols.
that's what
Yeah,
she looks
I think
familiar.
I think she was in one of the episodes. Can't remember the shtick that she would have had in that episode off the top of my head.
It's the doodle.
That still doesn't help me.
That's like where they draw.
That's right. In the drawing
Infested
class
with-
with Elaine. And doesn't she find George attractive or something like that?
Maybe. Or no, she starts dating George. Maybe.
I can't remember, but anyway, yeah, I would agree with you. Not necessarily on Gina Davis's level, but yeah, it's a fantastic movie, and well, good. We'll give you. I'm sure we'll come up with a movie today that you can watch, and we can talk about it next Friday.
Oh, the
But,
pecans. She spat the pecans out
Oh,
okay.
at dinner. Yes. Or no, she put them back in her mouth after Jerry
I
spit
got-
it
yeah.
out.
Gotcha.
So one more quick Florida note. JJ, you can fill me in the blank. So Caden McDonald started for Florida. He's the number 3 guy.
Yeah.
He went an inning and a third and probably left the game with the lead. So they this one's in the bag. That's
Well,
my guess.
Well, I think Sandiford started, right?
They have Sandifer as the second guy in. He pitched 5
Really?
2/3. They took
Oh,
him
wow.
out.
Okay.
So
Well, he
the bullpen is this getting
bludgeoned. Wow.
bludgeoned. So
Well, we'll keep you up to date. So give us a score again.
7-7.
Top of the ninth.
It looks like still top of the ninth, maybe bottom of the ninth. Yeah.
Wow.
It's in the
Okay.
ninth,
Yeah, we'll keep
so.
you posted. Let's obviously we were out there Tuesday for the Jaguars. Don't want to go too far into that, but because we got one coming up on Monday, but not you can't tell a lot, but I did think that the receivers in general look comfortable. Not a surprise with Washington and Myers, but good to see Brian Thomas Jr. have at this point, like if he has a good practice, that's a good thing. We didn't see a lot of those this time last year.
Yeah, and the fact that the practice was moved inside, so they're on one field, we saw a lot of the big guys, I mean the number one guys, play a lot more than we may have noticed if they had been on two fields. This is a 7-on-7 ostensibly, and the receivers should look good, which they did. Um, I think up front, you want guys to stay on their feet, protect each other. So that was fine. To me, it was what threw me for a loop is not the amount of new guys, the amount of old guys with new numbers.
Yeah.
That's what threw me for a loop because I'm at my roster and Antonio Johnson had an interception. I wrote down 26. Well, he's not 26 anymore. I think he's 6.
Right.
So if they practice outside on Monday when we're out there and it's earlier in the morning, so the weather will be better, cooler. Maybe we'll see some more situational stuff, but it's still good to get out there and observe them to see who's there, who's not there, who's participating, who's not. And let's face it, Travis Hunter is not close. That's just my observation because he wasn't even doing any like side field work. There wasn't a lot of room, but I think right now they want him to focus on his rehab and also observe the team drills. So we'll gain some clarity over the next 3 weeks.
I was surprised that because I didn't get overly close to where Travis was because, again, we're sort of limited in the indoor of where we can be. But so I was a little surprised when Liam after said he had gained, a significant amount of upper body muscle. You then went to Travis's charity event later in the week. What was that, Thursday? Was that
Wednesday night. Yeah.
What were you? Did you notice anything different?
That was my takeaway.
Okay.
I mean, he looks thicker on the upper body, and he wanted to show it off. I mean, he had the shirt on that you could notice that. And he was asked about it, and he had a great line. It says, "The weight room was my best friend. I couldn't use my legs, so I started lifting weights." So I think that and say, well, how much are you going to weigh in at? Well, you'll have to wait to find out, that kind of thing. Yucking it up, trying to yuck it up. But I think that was noticeable for Hunter, and then also, okay, to me, it's like you put on a lot of upper body strength to play corner, to play receiver, to make sure you can withstand a 17-game season, all of the above.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then you wrote about Grant Udisky, the offensive coordinator, and certainly he was really in the spotlight of a couple coaching searches this offseason. What are your impressions of him as a coach? Do you think he rising star? Do you think this is his last year here?
Yes and yes. If they come close to matching last year's record and have this kind of offensive efficiency, he'll be on the radar again. There's been 10 jobs open this past year. There were 10 jobs open in 2022. Conventional wisdom, at some point, there's going to be a year where there's only 4. And okay, that would probably be tougher for him to do it to get one of those at this point because he's only 30. He would be the youngest coach by 6 years. So, but once you get on that interview circuit, you stay on the interview circuit if your team keeps having success. And, let's face it, the Jaguars can only give him so much money before it's as long as I'm not calling a place here, and it's one of 32 jobs in the league. So I think they were proactive during that head coaching process when he was meeting with Cleveland and Buffalo to say, hey, let's sweeten the pot a little bit so you don't entertain play calling jobs elsewhere. They could have blocked him, but I don't think that would have been cool on their part. But talking to people in Buffalo, one executive there described his interview as sensational. They were going to go with Joe Brady, but he definitely made an impression on the Bills.
It's very interesting to see what happens with Grant Udisky. And, it's the Magic hired the Spurs assistant, Sean Sweeney, earlier today. You do wonder if there's maybe even if it's subconscious a little bit with the Magic because it's a different sport. But, we knew like Billy Donovan, you'd heard Jeff Van Gundy, sort of older school, veteran, coaches, certainly on the back nine of their career, but they elect to go with a 41-year-old. It does make you wonder if there's a little bit of that Liam Cohen influence, the Magic looking at organization to their north and in the state that really a lot of similarities. Have kind of been an underachiever for a long time, and found the right first-time head coach and really appear to have unlocked something.
Yeah, where Grant Udinski can benefit is a sort of a Kevin Bacon game to Sean
Right.
McVay.
Sure.
Sean McVay's 1 degree has pretty much been picked clean.
Yeah.
All those guys are head coaches. Well, now you get to see those guys having success. Well, who's the next in line? That's an Anthony Campanile. That's a Grant Udinski specifically on offense. So I think that's going to be, and those are good problems to have, but there is the brain drain when you have success.
We are going to open the phone lines and the text line up to you, 641-1010. I've got 2 questions for you today that you can think about. We're going to do this in about 20, 25 minutes. The sports one is, would you support an NHL team here?
Yes.
Because I'm from here. I was never really exposed to hockey, but I've really started to enjoy it. I still don't know the players and things. I don't have a team or anything, but I started watching a couple years ago with Jean, because Jean and her son John are big Panthers fans, and I've always sort of heard that that's the one. If Jacksonville could get one, of the others, NHL would probably be the best fit. But I'm curious, like, we know about it's a very transient population. I mean, the Jaguars have spoken many times about that, but it does make me wonder if an NHL team would work in Jacksonville. So if you'd like to see it, or if you don't think it would work, let us know. And then the other question I have for you, so something sad happened to me. I have a favorite T-shirt that I've had. I don't even know how long I've had it. 25. I mean, it could be 25 years old. It's just like a black T-shirt, but it's like, I love it. And over the years, it's gotten holes in it. It got to a point where, like, there were so many holes in like the armpit area that Gene was like, you can't wear this around me anymore. Which I understood. And it's just a shirt for around the house. It's just like, I don't, it's not a go out shirt. But am I like nuts that, because it looks like it's about to die. Unfortunately, I think.
Name Baby Blue?
What's that?
Is it named Baby Blue?
I don't have a name for it or anything. It's just a black T-shirt, but I love it. It's like a second skin, and I know I'm never gonna find a shirt that I like as much as this shirt to wear just around the house.
Well,
but am I nuts? Do you guys have like?
I got 20 of those. But yes, I'm more of like I'll wear these socks until my wife throws them out behind my back guy when it comes to holes. But yeah, I got shirts too. Stacks of them.
Well, there are plenty of reasons you have for being off kilter. The T-shirt's not one of them.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's
a
a normal guy thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
Gators,
if you do have a favorite T-shirt, tell us about it and give us an estimation on how old you think it is. Like, do you guys think you have T-shirts that you wear that are like over 10 years old?
Oh yeah.
Over 20 years old?
Oh yeah.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10?
Maybe 10.
Okay.
When it switched from the cotton to the workout material shirt,
Yeah.
I have a couple of those who are getting a little ratty.
Okay. And that's what this is. This is like a cotton shirt that just, I mean, it's honestly, I mean, I probably should have thrown it out like 3 years ago, but I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. Like
Been
one
with
day,
you for so long.
it's literally, I mean, it's anyway. So I just was curious. 641-1010. You're welcome to weigh in on that. Do want to know if you would support an NHL team if we got one here in Jacksonville. And Ryan, I know you follow hockey closely. You can sort of give us the mechanics of expansion and things like that with the NHL. So again, we'll do that in about 20 minutes. But coming up on the lead, let's get it to Gainesville. Let's talk to Mark Long, the Gator baseball team, in a real fight right now.
And they won.
The Gators did win?
Yep, they walked it off.
Oh, wow. How about that? Okay, so Florida survives. They'll advance to tomorrow to face the winner of Miami and Troy in the Gainesville Regional. But we're going to talk Jags with Mark. We'll talk some Gators football as well. You're listening to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
All those people who live in other places wish they lived here.
Why didn't we do this sooner?
1010XL, proud to live in Duval.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Now's the perfect time to order logo coffee mugs, or maybe a logoed stick brand tumbler. They're seriously ice cold and look great with your company logo. HardballCreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Prosser here. Get those boats ready for the Dailies Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin, Saturday, June 13th in St. Augustine. The entry fee, only $250 if you register by May 31st at oldschoolkingfish.com. The grand prize, a 21-foot Yellowfin hybrid boat worth $130,000 and with limited boundaries, no live bait buying, and no checkout. It's seriously old school. That's why it's called the Old School Kingfish Tournament. Sign up today, oldschoolkingfish.com.
In a sea of big box corporate chain jewelry stores here, Beard's Diamonds is a refreshing alternative.
I grew up in Jacksonville, and we have been shopping at Beard's for over 2 decades.
Meet Richard Skinner. Richard's journey with Beard's started when nobody could even come close on the engagement ring he wanted.
We did shop around that stone and that particular setup with different jewelers, and Beard's was able to come in significantly lower. It was a no-brainer.
Since then, he's become another voice in the word-of-mouth advertising that has made Beard's stronger than ever.
I have referred my friends and sisters and brothers, and they have all had a very, very pleasurable experience at Beard's. The selection is great. The staff is awesome. It's a well-run business that really does care about their clients and their customers.
And unlike the others at Town Center, Beard's is a locally owned family jeweler.
The fact that they're locally owned, it does give you a little bit more personal experience. They actually have a desire to better the city of Jacksonville.
Beard's Diamonds. Online at beardsdiamonds.com.
He's our Big Mac.
Woo! It's Smash Mouth football, baby!
Tom McManus brings his big opinions to Jaguars Today.
Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Lauren Brooks. If your car's AC isn't ready for this Florida heat, Big Chief Tire has you covered with $50 off AC services. Stay cool and comfortable no matter where summer takes you. Their team makes it quick and easy with friendly local service you can trust. Call 904-932-0950 or check out WeKeepJacksRollin.com. Big Chief Tire, keeping you cool all summer long.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
The Jaguars Foundation is hosting an intimate evening of community and conversation at the Sports and Culture Speaker Series presented by Miller Electric. Join us June 3rd for dinner, drinks, and conversation in the Miller Electric Center. You'll hear exclusive perspectives from Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen and general manager James Gladstone as they talk culture, leadership, and building a lasting legacy on and off the field. To be part of the conversation, visit jaguars.com/community/events.
Find out what new golf equipment could help your game.
Well, I'm just a humble golf pro. Could I help you?
Get great golf tips and talk from the experts on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Got to figure out why I'm still shaking the ball.
Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
He covers the Jags, he covers the Gators. It's Fourth and Long with Mark Long of the Associated Press, now on the lead on 1010XL.
Do we have Mark Long on the phone, JJ?
There he is.
Round of applause.
How about that? What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm thinking about Frank Frangie right now because, what is this, week 3 for Frank to be off on a Friday?
That's right.
So he's off. He's probably sitting back, poolside, kicked feet up, got a drink in hand, watching this Florida baseball team that he loves so much. And I just can't imagine the heart angst going through when you blow a 4-0 lead. Then you're down 6-4 against Ryder. It's just unbelievable. To Ryder, the 4 seed, and they did Gators pulled it out in the bottom of the ninth with a solo home run by Brendan Lawson, 17th of the year. But you give up a 2-run bomb or a solo shot to the number 9 hitter.
Wow.
His first home run since April of 2024. That's a brutal, gut-wrenching afternoon for Gator fans. That ultimately ended with, a victory. But man, what were they put through the ringers?
Did they shake hands after the game?
That I don't know.
When do they play the winner of Miami-Troy, if the weather holds up?
Tomorrow. They'll play, the winners play tomorrow.
Are they the first game or the nightcap?
Second game, I
Second
believe.
game,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, Mark, we all were out there for the Jaguars on Tuesday. Also want to get your thoughts on what to expect to see Monday when we're back out there. But just what did you see Tuesday? Anything stand out to you in terms? Obviously, we know there's nothing really with the trenches, but in terms of the passing game and the corners and stuff like that, anything stand out to you?
Running back room, right? Obviously, not having Chris Rodriguez. That's the guy. He's your one. I guess you call him a big free agent, even though he's not really a big signing. But he was their big addition. Their main addition for the offseason. He's not out there. He's obviously injured, on the bike, getting in some work. And then, you look at DJ Dallas and, he looked like he'd put on a few pounds, looked more like a fullback out there. And you're going, okay, so now DJ Dallas looks like he's on the cutting block and, Chris Rodriguez looks like he's on the shelf. And all of a sudden you're going, okay, is it really going to be Tootin and Allen? Are they ready? Is Amir Abdullah in, year 12? Is he going to be the guy? Is he a practice squad guy? Is he making this team? What's it going to look like? So the running back room caught my attention, Hayes. And then, everything else, I don't really look at the trenches very much because you just can't see anything with these guys in shorts and a T-shirt. Josh Allen not being there, not really a surprise. He was there last year, new coaching staff, but he's going to go back to doing his thing, which is, go work out on his own, get focused, get ready. And you don't have any worries about him coming in.
Yeah, and apparently that was just like a
being ready.
one-day thing. Like apparently he's been there the whole time other than that one day that we were out there. So it doesn't seem like he's doing I'm going to stay in Arizona and miss, the better part of it. So because I kind of thought the same thing when he wasn't out there that you're saying that, he wanted to go back out to Arizona. But apparently he's been there other than the day we were out. I think he went to New York or something with his family for a vacation.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because I saw the video they put out today, and he's all over the video, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." So yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
That was purposeful. Yeah, real quick on the running back, I think the Abdullah signing now makes sense, depending on when Rodriguez was, stop participating. But let's move on to Travis Hunter. Mark, we were there on Wednesday afternoon on the south side. I think there were 7 of us there, local reporters for Travis Hunter. His first comments publicly since October 19th. A short session, but I thought a beneficial session. What were your takeaways from Travis's comments?
Yeah, it was the best he's been with the local media. He's just been a little standoffish, curt, maybe saving some of his best stuff for his YouTube channel. And I thought it was a complete 180. I know the Jags PR staff has worked with him a little bit to be a little bit better in front of the camera. I mean, the guy's got a brand, right? He is a brand, and his brand is, the only two-way player in the NFL, plus this guy who's got a smile who can light up the room. And so you need to showcase that every opportunity you get. And I thought he was a little bit back to that. He didn't dodge any questions. He didn't duck anything. He was there. He was great with the kids. He was great with the media. He was everything you thought you were getting last year with the second overall pick. It turned a little bit in OTAs and camp, and he got a little, just a little ticked off. I think some of the questioning, some of the line of questioning, some stuff got out about his house, right? He didn't take that very well. So got off to the wrong foot. I thought it was a big 180 after an 8-month break from Travis Hunter and the local media. I thought it was a good day for him and really a good sign for the Jags when you look at him not wearing the knee brace on Monday, running around, catching passes, having the play sheet. He's obviously looks the part now a little bit more. Certainly not his lower body still, but his upper body put on a little weight. And it just looks like all of a sudden this guy might be growing into what people think he could be, which is an NFL player, because he didn't look necessarily like an NFL player early or even last season in terms of physique.
Mm-hmm.
But and he doesn't stay healthy, which adds to the belief that, hey, is he gonna have durability issues with his size, and putting on some beef here in the offseason certainly will help him.
One thing on Hunter is the way to, when you do local media, that helps your brand, because that's free. That's free publicity. You don't have to pay for any of that. And also, I think that I think he's probably been told, this is an easy media market. So embrace it when you got to do it. And I think that was a good step it was a step in the right direction on Wednesday.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, it's a franchise that's starved for championship, starved for consistency, starved for talent. Really, when you go back and you look around, it's like, yes, Trevor Lawrence, but it's been a minute since there were some real stars: Maurice Jones-Drew, Fred Taylor, even I don't even know that Josh Allen's gotten his due in Jacksonville. Sort of gets overlooked a little bit, but he's got a chance to really shine because he's different. I'm not going to call him the unicorn that everybody calls it, but he's different than everybody else because he is doing something that nobody else does, which is play both sides of the ball. And if he does it and does it well and does it at a high level, he will get a ton of attention. And Jacksonville, in turn, will get a ton of attention because of him.
Mark, I want to ask you about Gators football. John Summerall, again today, with another blue chip commitment, a linebacker out of Georgia, 4-star player, which moves Florida up to 4th in the country on the 24/7 recruiting rankings. Do you have a sense of why Summerall has been able to have this level of incredible success on the recruiting trail so far? And do you anticipate that they will get to signing day and still be maybe not top 4, but still have a very good, better class than what we've seen in the last, really, since Urban was there?
I'm not at all surprised, because everybody you talk to, whether it's John Summerall, Dave Caldwell, John Gruden, have said the same thing: sleeping giant, right? Everybody in that building over there and people who are in the state know that Florida is one of the scariest teams in the state, maybe even in the Southeastern Conference, in terms of underperforming, underproducing, under everything, underwhelming over the last 5 years. And everything's there. The resources are there. The leadership is there. The money is there. It's all there. The facilities are there. And so for John Summerall to come in, and he is as genuine a guy as I've known. And we've done this a long time. Gus Bradley certainly is about as wholesome and genuine as they come. You go back, Todd Golden at Florida basketball, off the charts in that kind of approach.
Billy Donovan,
Scott Strickland said it the other day. He said, listen, he's got, as my mom would say, this is a quote from Scott Strickland, personality plus. He's incredibly genuine, authentic, and over the top as far as relatability. He's gregarious, funny, and brings a ton of energy. That statement to me from Scott Strickland, the AD at Florida, said it all. That is why people can relate. Moms, dads, aunts, uncles, 18-year-old kids, 65-year-old fans. Everybody can relate to John Summerall because you talk to him or you listen to him, and he does not feel like a used car salesman, and he doesn't feel like somebody trying to pull the wool over your eyes, somebody trying to get one over on you. He just doesn't seem shysty at all. He is absolutely the real deal, and that sells, and you got to sell. This is all about selling nowadays. Billy Napier was the anti-salesman. He couldn't sell. I don't think he could sell water to somebody in the desert. And now you've got the opposite in John Summerall, who could sell ice to Eskimos, right? That's who he is. And we are seeing the rewards. He's built a good staff. He's got good people around him, paid big money for his offensive coordinator and his defensive coordinator. basically spent about $4 million on both of those guys. $1 million on his D-line coach, $1 million on his O-line coach. So he understands that, hey, we're not going to have 2 D-line coaches. We're not going to have 2 offensive line coaches. We're not going to spend $1 million on the special teams, on the special teams coordinator or on the strength and conditioning coach. We're going to spend money where it matters. The 2 guys calling the plays and the 2 guys who are building the trenches. And guess what? If you're going to win in the SEC, that's where you got to get it done. And it is just a real testament to his brain power and everything he's got going on over there. And it does look like finally Florida has made a very, very good hire, off the charts hire with some sustainability in Gainesville.
Georgia is so screwed. The SEC meetings. I was going to ask you about the coaches' salaries, but you covered that. SEC meetings are in Destin. I guess the final act for the league was yesterday when they basically, dumped on the bipartisan bill. They want to control their media rights. To me, that wasn't a surprise. But what kind of ripple effect will this bill get anywhere with the big guys? Or are they just going to sort of laugh at it?
They're going to laugh at it, though. It's just got some holes, and I'm not going to say that it can't pass because I do think something needs to be done, and there's enough people who realize that, whether it be in Washington, D.C., or at the campus level or in state legislature. They all understand something needs to be done. It cannot continue down the path we're on, and the threat of programs, conferences, going their separate ways, that's a real threat. That is not some hollow threat of, we're going to take our ball. That can happen. That absolutely can happen. And with that, people will start making movement because football is big business, right? It's big business for the state. It's big business for these universities. It's big business for everybody. Everybody reaps the reward of this when it's tied to universities and whatnot. And if they pull out and do their own thing, it could look totally different. And certainly there could be a lot of losers in that. So I do think the bill and some congressional legislation will help, but they got to find some sort of happy medium. And there's going to be a give and take. It's going to have to get bipartisanship. It's going to have to get a lot of people involved. Nick Saban's going to have to probably get involved. All kinds of things are going to have to happen. And Greg Sankey, Greg Sankey's part of the problem as much as he is part of the solution, but he also needs to maybe give a little bit here because you got these 4 conferences and they can't even agree on what they want moving forward or what it needs to look like to have success. So they have to get in a room, get something hammered out. I don't know when that happens. I don't know if that happens this fall, next year, or the next term, next presidential term. I have no idea, but I do think it'll happen. It's just probably going to, like everything else in college football, it takes a minute.
Mark, great stuff. We certainly appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll look forward to catching up with you next Friday.
Sounds good.
All right. Don't get burned out, Mark. Thanks.
That's right. Mark Long of the Associated Press, kind enough to join us every Friday. We certainly look forward to that. When we come back on The Lead, we're going to turn it over to you. We've already gotten some fantastic texts. We certainly appreciate that. Keep them coming. 2 questions. Would you support an NHL team here in Jacksonville? And do you have a favorite T-shirt? And how old would you guess that T-shirt is? You're listening to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Carline here for Atlantic Infinity. I am loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months. And every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. It was a great experience. The service department, incredible. It's a fantastic facility. Do what I did. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or visit the showroom near Atlantic in St. John's Bluff.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building. So now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Maybe you have concerns about putting your home on the market and getting it sold. Well, let me alleviate those for you. There's a real quick solution. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold or they will buy it. Call 414-6200. Or go to chadandsandy.com. You'll find out for yourself. Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts I trust and recommend with the sale of your home or mine. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Anthony and Mary in Palmco said, we needed to sell our home to move closer to family, but low cash offers weren't cutting it. Since we'd only bought a year earlier, options felt limited, but not for Chad and Sandy. Call Chad and Sandy today, or log on to chadandsandy.com.
Right now, Renewal by Andersen is giving you the power to choose. For a limited time, pick the offer that works best for you. Take 20% off your entire window and door project or enjoy 24 months of special financing. That's no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 full years. Our energy-efficient windows and doors keep your home cooler in the Florida heat, reduce drafts, and can help lower your energy bills. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Welcome back to The Lead. Hayes Carline here with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSelva. We want to hear from you now. Again, you can call us at 641-1010. You can also text us. We appreciate our friends at Lifetime Enclosure sponsoring the text line. Want to know if you would support an NHL team here in Jacksonville, and do you have a favorite T-shirt, and how old do you think that shirt is? I talked about it early in the show. My favorite black T-shirt is, sadly, I think, pretty much dead now, and I'm very sad about it. Somebody texted and certainly appreciate this this suggestion. 806 says, you have to find the number on the tag and search for the exact same style brand shirt. I appreciate it. The tag on this thing has been gone since probably 2007. So it's literally like there's no identifying markers on it at all. So I
corner
appreciate
there, it couldn't find the teeth or anything.
Yeah, I appreciate the suggestion on that. But we're getting some really funny ones here in terms of you're seeing a lot of tank tops that are, you know, old. I've got 894 here saying that he's got a great shirt from high school. It was the logo of the band he was in. He graduated in 1981, so the shirt is well over 40 years old. That would certainly be older than mine. Mine does not go back quite that far. Anything on there? And tell me what you thought about. You've been following hockey. Tell people where you're from, because I don't know that everybody
I grew
knows
up in North Dakota, so we were a hockey family. All the way to now, my nephew is turning 15 next month. He plays. He's a defenseman. So we are. My parents met at a University of North Dakota hockey game, and so we went to those games as a kid. So obviously, it's of interest to me. My take on this, and it's a good question, and some comments are coming in, is money and who's going to own this team. I think the expansion fee for the next round will probably be $2 billion. And is the building ready to hold that team? I would doubt it. The infrastructure of the team, a practice facility. I think this area is prime for an AHL team, which is the equivalent of AAA baseball. We already have one of those. The AHL is a weekend league. They usually play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. I think it's the second best league in the world. So as much as an NHL team would be awesome, I think if I'm the city, I would really focus on, hey, what can we do to go from the ECHL to the AHL, going from AA to AAA? Because if in the AHL, you'll see a lot of good players. You'll see young players, 19, 20, 21 years old. So I think that would be a really realistic thing. Although the AHL coming here would be awesome.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the Icemen have done a fantastic job. And Taylor Dulles talked about this on Helmets and Heels, that they do outstanding in terms of attendance compared to the other teams in their league. We've got a couple guys we want to get in here. JJ, let's start with Nick. Nick, how you doing? What you got?
Hey, what's up, man? So I grew up in the Tampa area, and I think, I will say I was just down at Bayshore area last month, and I do think that we need that corridor to be built up more before we could support an NHL team, just because, you got a game on a Tuesday night or Thursday night. Everybody's trying to just get out of downtown when they're done with work. Until we have that, the Four Seasons and some other things that are kind of encouraging people to hang out, I think it's people aren't going to hang out till 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night to wait for the start of the hockey game. But I do think it's enticing that we could kind of go from that double to AAA, like you're saying. On the old shirt topic, I moved to Jacksonville in 2012. My first Jaguar T-shirt. I think Nike should ask me about a commercial. 'Cause this thing, I wear it for game day all the time. I've worn, I probably wear it once a week during the season, and I'd probably wear it to the gym off season, once a week. I'm not cutting lawns in it, but this thing still looks great. I can't believe from 2012 it's still a T-shirt that I'm not embarrassed to be seen in. So definitely got the old shirts, man. I will tell you, check out. I think it's just about that super soft, comfortable shirt. I found some online. It was like, I don't know, some 90s hip hop thing, and I just bought it thinking the T-shirt, the phrase looked cool. Ends up being the softest shirt. I'm going to keep that one for another 20 years. That thing is so soft. So just buy some cool old T-shirts on some of these people that are printing on their on their own, and you might find some real cool stuff to be your new favorite T-shirt, man.
Fantastic stuff, Nick. We certainly appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
Hey, real quick on the NHL thing. Let's say you had a blank check as an owner.
Yeah.
And you said, I'm building an arena.
Right.
Where would you build it?
I'd build it in St. Johns County,
Yeah,
northern St. Johns County, right in there.
That's where obviously the area is growing.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be the perfect spot.
Yeah, I agree. Stuart, we got Stuart on the phone. JJ, let's get to Stuart, please. Stuart, what's up?
How you doing, guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. I would love to have a hockey team here because it might actually be a professional sport I could afford to go see.
True.
Yeah, it's probably what is the difference, Ryan?
I mean, the hockey is expensive.
Yeah.
NHL would be. The AHL would be very affordable,
friendly,
kind of like the jumbo shrimp. But yeah, NHL would be pretty pricey, but AHL would be great.
Yeah. So Stuart, you'd be in for more of an economic reason.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go to Jags games, but that's just out of our, unfortunately out of our price range. So, it's just can't afford that. And I do have a favorite shirt.
Tell us about it.
It is a it looks like a set of scrubs.
Okay.
And the hospital gave it to us when my daughter was born.
Oh, that's really cool. Very cool.
And it is almost 27 years old, and I do not wear it anymore because I do not want to get it messed up. So
I totally understand. A lot of sentimental value there. Stuart, thank you so much for the call.
Thank you.
Real quick on the text line, 234 said too far away for an AHL due to travel. I disagree with that. Colorado Eagles north of Denver, they have to fly to all their games. Henderson, which is outside Las Vegas, they probably bus to Coachella Valley and maybe Ontario. So I think it's doable if you have the right owner. You just have to fly commercial on Thursdays and fly back. You know, the real part is when you are in the Northeast, where it's Rochester, Toronto, Wilkes-Barre. They can bus. So you fly up there, play 3 games, and then or fly home.
Yeah, and great stuff. And I apologize. There's a bunch of really funny texts on the text line here, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. We'll come back to those later in the show, but appreciate the feedback. Appreciate Nick and Stuart giving us a call. When we come back on the lead, let's get it back to the Jaguars. Let's bring in Kai Stevens of Jaguars.com, get her thoughts about what we saw this week and what we might see Monday morning when we're back out there for the OTA. You were listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You're listening to The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
If you like the heat, we are always bringing it.
1010XL. It's a week-long flash sale right now from Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet cleaning for just $125 and $599 air duct cleaning per unit. Call 287-5727. Zero Res. Spelled backward or forward, it's the right way to clean.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. One of the more unique hockey sets recently released. It's for a 6th straight year, Skybox Metal Universe. And it has the unique chase of precious metal gems. 50 rookies are included in the Metal Universe checklist. It's showtime. Sports cards and collectibles. Update your collection.
The key to victory is anticipation.
The road to the regular season rides through the combine, free agency, the draft, OTAs, and mini camps.
They should be fun to watch.
Follow the offseason with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Looking for your locally raised beef for your family? Houston's Meat Company proudly carries North Florida cattle raised right here in our community. From fresh ground beef to hand-cut steaks and roasts, every cut is USDA choice or higher. Locally raised from birth to harvest with no added hormones or antibiotics. It's quality you can taste and local sourcing you can feel good about. For more than 50 years, Jacksonville's families have trusted Houston's Meat Company for quality meats at great prices. Houston's Meat Company, Main Street at 295.
Have you tried a Form energy drink yet? You need to, and it's available at Gate. 4 great tastes, screaming free to Blue Blitz, Orange Fury, and Grape Smash. Form energy, natural flavors, natural caffeine, and electrolytes for hydration are a perfect blend for energy and mental focus. Find it at Gate.
The 2026 schedule is here, and Jaguars football is officially back at the bank. With limited capacity this season, it's more important than ever to show up loud and create the ultimate home field advantage. From our biggest rivalries to can't-miss matchups, this is a season you won't want to miss. Single game tickets are on sale, and now's the time to lock in your seats for the games that matter most. Inventory is limited, and tickets are expected to go fast. Visit Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Discover the thrill of Sharks football. Fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. It's Star Wars night. Presented by HCA Florida Healthcare. Don't miss this Saturday, May 30th, as your Sharks look to continue their winning ways. Kickoff 7 o'clock and tickets start at just $15. This is the fun you've been looking for. The first 1,000 kids receive a free lightsaber. Dress up as your favorite character and get photos with members of the 501st Legion before the game. The Force is strong with this deal. Try our family 4-pack. Get 4 tickets and $50 in food or merchandise vouchers, all for only $100. Join us on field after the game for our free autograph session, sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. Tickets start at just $15. To get yours, call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made.
Go Sharks!
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC. Home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Welcome back to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hayes Carline here with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSilva, and it is our pleasure to welcome in Kai Stevens of Jaguars.com. Kai, how are you doing?
Hi, guys. I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great, getting ready for the weekend. So we were out there earlier this week to see the Jags OTA. What stood out to you, Kai? What'd you like that you saw?
We were. OTAs are hard, and John Oehser and I always joke about it because it's like difficult to tell exactly, but it was really organized, and I know that's part of the OTA word, but it doesn't always look like that. Obviously, last year they had new coaching staff and, you know, a lot of new players, new faces. They're trying to get everything organized and it run in the way that they want it to look. And you could just tell, obviously, it was hot out, it rained, so they went inside for most of the practice, and so they're in a smaller space, so they really have to be organized in the way they run their drills and the way they have to be efficient with everything that they do. And it just really felt like everybody was on the same page. And it's hard to quantify sometimes, but I know you guys have been around it. And sometimes you could go to practice and it's kind of just a little bit of chaos everywhere. So this just, to me, felt like it was run really well. And it felt like they're operating in a way that everybody kind of feels comfortable. So that way the new guys really can just adapt and try to learn from the other guys that know the system now.
Oehser was disappointed they didn't run the Oklahoma drill out there on OTAs.
I mean, come on, give us something to watch. Exactly.
This is what they did in the 70s. One of the players you visited with after practice was receiver Parker Washington. What were a takeaway or two from what you and Parker talked about and what the topics he addressed?
Yeah, so he's obviously become such a focal point in this offense, I think almost by forcing his way into the lineup, right? Like, I don't think anybody looked at the lineup last year and said, Parker Washington's going to be your number one option, but he really was at times. And that started with a great training camp for him. So he takes his offseason really seriously. And this is a contract year for him, right? So he's going in, and I'm sure they're working on it or have offered him something already, but haven't agreed on anything yet. And I think he's more than motivated by that, whether that's to prove to himself, prove to whoever else. That's something he's really focused on and just kind of improving upon what he did last season. He did get banged up a little bit, so that limited him in some ways. But he's been so impressive, just like any role that they kind of throw him into. He's been able to have success, whether it's, you know, punt returns or just, you know, the way they utilize him in the offense seems to be different every time. And he's just really become like a reliable target for Trevor, and I'm sure it's someone they'd like to lock down.
Kai, we haven't talked much about the defense, but let's talk about arguably their best player on that side of the ball, Josh Hines-Allen. He wasn't out there Tuesday, but apparently that's the only day he's missed. We're looking forward to seeing him Monday. But what are your expectations for Josh Hines-Allen this year in year 2 under defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile?
I think it's exciting to have Camp back. Obviously, we didn't know the coordinators were interviewing for head coaches. We all love them, obviously, and to see what the defense was able to do last year in terms of turnovers, but also just kind of playing to their own skill sets. We saw a career year out of Devin Lloyd. I think having the ability to be flexible in Camp's defense, Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon will benefit from that. I think Josh does suffer when Trayvon wasn't playing last year because of his injuries, and I think they really do, you know, benefit most from playing with each other. But if they can get a sustained pass rush in the middle, I feel like this is going to be the best opportunity we've seen out of the two of them in a couple of years at least.
Sticking to the defense, Antonio Johnson had 5 interceptions last year, and it seems like he's flying in under the radar because of Caleb Ransaw's return from injury and because nobody's seen him play a lot. You know, with Johnson, how much confidence do you think the coaches do have in him to maybe not repeat 5 interceptions, but fill that Wingard role?
He was another one of those players that really embraced the new system and just kind of completely flipped his perception. I know it's a new regime and everything, but just the trust that they put into him last season, some of that necessitated due to injury, but he was someone that at times before that was lost in coverage. You know, you couldn't really trust to be in the right place at the right time, and he turned out to be one of the most efficient playmakers, I think, in the backfield, at least in the defensive back area, just from what he was able to fly around. The athleticism he has, so even if he does make a mistake, he can kind of get back and save himself from that. Not everybody has that ability if they make a mistake. But, I mean, that's going to be one of the position groups that DBs as well. There's a ton of guys back there. The competition is going to be, I mean, we haven't seen Ransall at all, right? But that was the projected starter going into last year. So now you're adding him into the mix with some other guys that really stepped up. So that's one of the position groups, I think, in terms of competition that's going to be really interesting.
Kai will be back out there Monday morning. What should we expect coming up on Jaguars.com after Monday's OTA?
So we're going to have Jags AM obviously on Tuesday. I think during OTAs might be, or is it the next week? I think one of them is like during practice, so we might be outside. I haven't decided quite yet for that. But I think next week it's on Monday is the open one. So we'll have obviously sound and we'll be hearing from players and coaches. And then John Ogier and I did the Ozone podcast this week with Ventrell Miller. That should be out on Jaguars.com. And Ventrell's just always really interesting. And also, you know, another guy that they're really giving a good opportunity to this year by not going out and getting a linebacker. They're showing they have faith in him to be able to step up and fill that hole that Devin Lloyd left. So it's a great interview. You should check that out as well.
Very cool, Kai. We also, we were talking about this earlier in the show. I have a favorite T-shirt that unfortunately I think I've had it for, I mean, probably like 20 years. And I don't think it's going to make it. I think it's now pretty much gone after this latest round in the laundry. Do you have, do you have a favorite T-shirt that you've had forever, or is that like a guy thing?
No, I think girls have that too. I have, so I'm from New England originally. There's the Beachcomber is a bar on Cape Cod in Wellfleet. It's like the only beach bar that they have. And so I have one of the T-shirts from there that is probably similarly to you, like 10, 15 years old and very faded. And I should get a new one, but it's like perfectly worn in, you know? So
you love
it,
right?
T-shirt, it's hard to you can't let it go.
Right.
It's perfect. Like I feel like you can barely even see the logo anymore, but I know what it is, so it's fine.
Great stuff. Kai, we certainly appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll look forward to seeing you out there on Monday morning.
All right, same to you guys. We'll see you next week.
All right, that's Kai Stevens. Again, Jaguars.com does an outstanding job. When we come back on The Lead, let's get it to headlines. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's The Lead with Hayes, Ryan, and JJ from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
What do you hear on the street these days, Huggy?
There was a time when something was missing from the First Coast radio dial.
Dig this.
1010XL.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today. 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA? Who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Ready to put your dream car in drive? Get solid rates for the road ahead when you finance with First Florida Credit Union. Enjoy competitive low rates, up to 90 days of no payments and budget-friendly protection plans. Whether you're buying a vehicle or refinancing, stop by a branch or apply online at firstflorida.org/auto loans. Membership eligibility required. Interest accrues during loan payment deferral period. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit firstflorida.org/auto loans.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, Frank Frangie here, inviting you to join my wife and me June 22nd of 2027 as we experience the food, wine, and culture of iconic Italy with Colette. Our journey takes us to historic cities and enchanting medieval towns. We'll enjoy a wonderful 7-night stay in the Montecatini Term A famous resort and spa town nestled in the heart of the rolling hills of Tuscany. Visit the cultural treasures of Florence, Pisa, and lovely Lucca. Along the way, we'll discover the food, wine, and old world charm, and even have a special chef-led cooking class. This and so much more. Colette handles the details, flights, hotels, meals, and the local experiences. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss joining my wife and me in Italy. Now, to learn more, visit 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
Come away with me.
That's 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hey, it's Greg. So I'm 3 weeks into Awaken 180 now, and I'm already down over 18 pounds. 18 pounds in 3 weeks. It's funny, I kept waiting for the part where this felt like one of those sad desk salads, 3 leaves, a tomato, and regret. But it hasn't. I'm eating its food I actually like, and now my sons are coming over and saying, hey, let me try that. And that's been a surprise. I thought Awaken 180 was kind of going to feel a little bit like punishment, but it doesn't one bit. I've got my coach Mandy helping me stay locked in, making adjustments, and keeping me from doing what I always did before. No pills, no injections, no fluff, just a simple plan I can actually follow and stick with. I kept saying, I'll do it next month, then next month. But then 3 weeks ago, I finally shut up and got started. Hacker, Matt, Mike, Amber, they all told me Awaken 180 works, and honestly, it's been even better than they said. So what are you waiting for? Do what I did. Call 844-346-1800 or go to awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm Tom Champion with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. It was a wild one in the swamp at the baseball Gainesville Regionals. With the Gators up 4-0 in the 8th, Ryder scored 6. It was tied in the 9th when Brendan Lawson said, I've got this, and smacked a walk-off for the win. The Gators play Sunday afternoon on 1010 a.m. It's 80 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Your news right now. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell.
Welcome back to The Lead. We've got Ryan O'Halloran. We've got JJ LaSilva. I am Hayes Carline. Let's start with the Jaguars. Ryan, you had a chance to interview Travis Hunter at a charity event. He did a scrum with some local reporters. What were your takeaways, and physically, what did you think when you saw Travis Hunter?
Well, it was worth the drive over to the south side. We're on the south side, but it takes a little. Never mind. Physically, he looks bigger. I mean, that was clearly, and I think Mark brought up a good point last hour. I don't know how he would have made it through the last 10 games of that season, plus a playoff game, if his usage had continued to rise. But he looks like he sort of said, hey, I'm going to be in the weight room. I'm going to be ready to go for 17 games at a high workload. As for what he said, he's taking advantage of the virtual walkthrough room. And that's what all he can do right now is get those mental reps. So when he is cleared 100%, he doesn't have to ramp up mentally while he's ramping up physically.
Let's get to around the NFL. The mechanics of the cut are changing. Teams will have to be at the 53-man limit by 6 p.m. Sunday, August 30th. The cut day had been Tuesday, so a couple days earlier. Why do you think the league did this, and do you like it?
I think why they did it is they have that September 9th Wednesday game. I think that's probably the idea. I think they're going to keep playing Wednesday games because they can, that week one. The mechanics of it for the Jaguars, fortunately for them, they play the Friday night, so that gives them all a Saturday. And I wrote this out of line in tomorrow's column is the only hiccup for teams would be a guy you're going to waive gets hurt Friday night. And then instead of waiving him, you got to work out an injury settlement, waive injured. Or also another thing would be, let's say a draft pick you had ticketed for the practice squad, he gets injured. What's your mode there? So that's minor stuff, but I mean, it's going to be, most of these guys know, say 51 out of the 53 when they're going into the last game anyways.
Yeah, very good point. Let's get to the NBA. The Spurs coast to a Game 6 win over the visiting Thunder, 118-91. San Antonio outscored Oklahoma City 32-13 in the third quarter. Wemby had 28 points and 10 rebounds. Game 7 is Saturday night. Who do you guys like?
I'm going to go with Oklahoma City at home because I hate the Spurs because everything's still about Greg Popovich. old Pop. Who just will jumping in this bully pulpit liberal.
I saw a headline like 3 days ago that was like, the Spurs won thanks to Popovich's speech before the game.
Isn't that just ridiculous? It's like, let the coach the team. JJ, it was an all-time game one. Games 2 through 6 have stunk.
Terrible.
So I
said that yesterday. We've been screwed.
I think it's important for the NBA to have an instant classic tomorrow,
especially after the East gave us three terrible games after game one as well. And when Wemby's hitting those jumpers like he was last night, you can't beat him. Like,
right out of the gate,
yeah.
I mean,
when he's stretching them out, like it's impossible to guard that guy. And but still, I'm going with Oklahoma City. Like Ryan said, at home, I would be shocked, honestly, if they go back home and lose this game.
I would think it's going to take something just Herculean,
like a Wemby game one performance.
Yeah, for them to have a chance. I agree, but it should be outstanding. Hopefully, to your point, we get a good game. The Magic have hired or will hire Spurs assistant Sean Sweeney as new coach over Billy Donovan and Jeff Van Gundy. The 41-year-old Sweeney, a defensive guru, has also worked with the Bucks and the Mavs. Do you think there's any Liam Cohen effect here that the Magic saw how successful a first-time head coach, 41, Liam's about the same age, any of that working here in terms of going with the young guy who's never done this over established guys, particularly like Donovan?
I think it's a direct result of San Antonio with a first-time head coach, Oklahoma City with a first-time head coach, and in that age range. So I think that's, hey, go to a team that's good, get their number one guy, see if he can replicate the success. You mentioned Donovan. Now it's going to be interesting. Now, seems like he's just going to sit out the year. He's not going to be an interim somewhere. I think he ends up at Kentucky.
Yeah. Oh, boy, that would be something else.
By the way, this new guy for the Magic he's like their defensive guru guy. You see when Wemby goes to the bench a lot.
He talks to him first.
Yes,
I've noticed that too. Yeah. I mean, he looks impressive. So hopefully he'll be the answer for the Magic. Let's get it to Major League Baseball. What do you make of the labor situation? We've now seen both sides kind of put a proposal forward. Yeah. I've been optimistic seeing it because I thought they were going to lose the whole season. Where are you right now on that?
Well, everybody fired their first arrow yesterday, and I think I saw a pass and tweet. You could not be farther apart. Well, you probably could, but I think that was a dramatic statement. In these negotiations, they've actually started earlier than I thought. Usually they wait till there's a deadline, but I think it's a positive that they're at least starting out. And from the owner's perspective, just come right out and say it. You want a cap. Now they made it official.
Yeah, they did. Let's get to college baseball. Florida hangs on to take down Rider 8-7, walking it off after the Storms, and that's not their real name, but just let me have that little fantasy. Rallied from down 4-0 to tie it, took the lead. Florida able to withstand the rally and walk it off, but quite a scare for the Gators.
Yeah, and now in theory they have their pitching lined up for the next two games. If they win two more, they pretty much wrap it up. I think they would. Right?
Yeah.
So, mean, there's always going to be a game like this where you sort of have to pull one out of your hat.
Right.
This was one for the Gators.
And we saw it like Auburn, who's fourth in the country, is losing. Last I saw, it was like 13-7, I think. UCLA is in a 2-2 game with St. Mary's. UCLA is the number 1 team in the country. They went 52-6.
Auburn
that game's
lost.
on the 7th. Auburn did lose, yeah. So, so I'd say this. I know it was probably for Florida diehard baseball fans. I am not one of those people. I'm sure it was a very stressful few hours, but at least Florida does move on and into the winner's bracket. We will get you out on today's musical note of the day. On this date, back in 1969.
It wasn't Rihanna.
It was not Rihanna. Neil Diamond releases Sweet Caroline. The song would peak at number 4 on the Billboard charts. Diamond is still with us at the age of 85. This song obviously has been a Red Sox staple for almost 30 years now. Is this the best fan song in sports?
I'm going to go Enter Sandman.
Okay.
Which is
Virginia Tech
and
and
Mariano Rivera.
Yep.
I like Moni Moni.
Okay.
And then at Colorado Avalanche games in the third period, they play All the Small Things by Blink-182.
Nice.
That's a great atmosphere.
What was the one that the Blues were playing a few years back?
Geez.
Oh
look
my
that up.
gosh. It was a lady's name. I know that one. But quick for our European fans, Liverpool, they always like sing together before the game. You'll never walk alone.
Oh, okay.
It's fantastic when the whole crowd gets together.
Very
like that.
Gloria.
Gloria.
The St. Louis Blues.
That had a good run.
I don't know how that started.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Maybe, is that Laura Branigan? Maybe
Yeah.
she's from St. Louis. Who knows? Obviously, Florida's got the I Won't Back Down tradition.
Great one.
Yeah, it's picked up some steam. It would help if Florida ever was like elite. Then I think it would become, but I mean, it's been a huge win for the fans. I mean, we all love it.
And
But,
then last year, the Edmonton Oilers, their victory song in the locker room was Pink Pony Club.
Wow.
Good.
So-
yeah, bold choice.
One of my mom's favorites.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that
I think Neil Diamond actually covered that. When we come back on the lead, we're going to do something fun. We are going to have a draft, the three of us. We are starting our own sports agency, and every athlete is available. So Rosenhaus, Boris, Sexton, step aside. We're going to be drafting who we think we would want to build our sports agencies around. We will do that next. You're listening to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Warm, touching warm, reaching out, touching me, touching you.
This is The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Chevrolet is proud to be a 9-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Well, it's earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. Now, look, I've been buying my cars from Nimnik forever. That is a true story. I started in 1982 buying my cars from Billy Nimnik Jr., God rest his soul. He taught me how to buy a car, and I've been doing it ever since. I trust my friends at Nimnik. They care about the community. They care about their customers. They do it right. They've supported our charity, Walk Off Charity, so many times. I really do appreciate that. If you want to buy a car, you want to be treated right, not just when you buy the car, but after the sale as well. Well, that's what they do. They care about their customers. They care about this community, and they care about treating you right. So who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? That answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnik. Visit their showroom off Cassett or go to nimnikchevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Your golfing buddy.
I can't believe you're a professional golfer. I think you should be working at the snack bar.
Your drinking buddy.
Drinks are on me.
That's a good buddy.
Well, everyone knows that.
Joe C. From noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
CBS senior sports NFL columnist Pete Prisco spars with Frank and Hayes on The Frangie Show.
This guy must be quite the athlete, huh?
Thursdays on 1010XL.
You ever see him play?
Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Hacker here for Cornerstone Interior Solutions. If your AC is working overtime every summer, your insulation may be the problem. Homeowners and builders across Northeast Florida are calling Cornerstone to upgrade to spray foam insulation. It seals homes, crawl spaces, garages, blocking in cool air and blocking out heat. So your home stays cooler, your system runs easier, and your energy bills stay under control. Don't wait for peak heat. Visit CornerstoneInteriorSolutions.com.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you, in this financial climate, or really any, it's never been more important to make your money work for you, which is why I'll recommend Mike McGuire and the Wealth Management team at South State Bank. Financial planning is based on trust, because it's so important. You can trust the South State team. They offer the best combination of sophisticated wealth management strategies with a truly personal approach. That will help you meet your financial goals. Stop by your local South State branch and ask them to connect you with Mike McGuire and the Wealth Management team. You'll be glad you did. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Frank Frangie here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Spring means wings. That's right. The Spring Wing Fest is happening right now at Bono's Barbecue. Frank Frangie here. Bono's wings are the best around, and now they've got 2 new flavors, garlic, parm, and lemon pepper. Head to Bono's today and get 6 wings and a side for $10.99 or a 10-wing basket for just $15.99. But hurry, the deal ends June 30th. To find the Bono's near you, head to bonosbarbq.com. That's bonosbarbq.com. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Welcome back to The Lead. Hayes Carlyon here with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSelva. All right, it is time for our sports agency draft. So basically, you get to be Rosenhaus, Boris, Sexton, and company, whoever. You're building your sports agency from scratch. Every athlete is available. Ryan, you will go first, then JJ, then I will go. Ryan, lead us off. You are on the clock.
With the first pick in the 2026 agent draft, I picked Shohei Ohtani, pitcher, Dodgers. His reach globally,
right,
as an endorser, he'll pay a lot of bills for my agency.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's hard to argue. JJ, that's not who I would have gone with at 1, but I understand.
He's in my top 3, 5-ish. I'm taking Nate Bork. No.
What about the consensus Bork?
Exactly.
I always like that Bork.
No, I'm taking Lionel Messi.
Oh, wow.
He was on my list.
Yeah, he
All right.
plays for Inter Miami now, but it doesn't matter where he plays. Even if he's retired, like he's going to be a superstar the rest of his life. The biggest name in the world to me in sports. I'm going with Messi.
All right.
See, if I had one advice for him post-career, learn English.
Yes.
Because then he can make all kinds of TV money, and then he can really expand his commercial
I
reach.
think he knows a little bit. I've seen him speak a little bit of English, but not like he's not good enough to do it in interviews. That's the next step.
Very good. All right. I am on the board. I will take Wimby.
Good one.
With the third pick, please. And I guess we'll do a snake. I'll take Skeens.
Oh, I forgot to even put him on my list.
Yeah, I want young. I want guys that, like can be doing this for 20 years. So I'll launch my agency with Victor Wembanyama and Paul Skeens.
I thought about going young as well. I'm up next. I thought about going just young guys like you because I'd have like so much time with them, but some of the, Jordan is still marketable right now.
Yeah. Messi is still going to be making you money when he's 60.
When he's dead.
Yeah, for
absolutely.
sure.
I have his rights. All right. I'm taking, because of that, LeBron James.
All right. There you go.
I just feel like he's going to have that lasting legacy. Maybe not to the extent that Jordan has, but with my generation, yes.
Absolutely.
To end the second round, I am going to take Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback.
Yeah.
He's going to have staying power, and I think he's going to eventually become an owner.
Yeah, and he's just 30.
Yeah,
three-time Super Bowl champ already.
Already owns a baseball team.
Yeah, so guys are playing into their 40s at that position, even after injury. And then I see him as a guy who retires being a president of football ops, like a John Elway.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing. My next pick is I am going to go Caitlin Clark.
Wow.
Because
I meant to put her on my list.
I thought about golf. I thought about tennis. And right now, I can't come up with a name on any of those lists in terms of American appeal. So I'm going with my girl, Caitlin.
And she's on every commercial, man.
Yeah. All right,
I hear you.
JJ has Messi and LeBron as he goes into his
my final pick. I hear you on the non-golfer like right now because he is sort of a boring guy and his commercials aren't like wow. But if he just continues to shred the tour / majors, he's going to be super marketable. I'm going with Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler for me is my last.
I thought you were going to go with Gary Smith's pick would have been Miles Russell, our teenage phenom.
Well, and the thing too, like Scheffler's on my list as well because he was really funny in the Happy Gilmore sequel. So
which you wouldn't expect.
You wouldn't expect. So he has shown obviously he's a dominant player. He's still in his 20s. And obviously, this is a sport where, you can be great.
20 more years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he seems like self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Like he could, I don't know. Like you said, be in a lot of stuff. Movies, shows.
A guy I had written down, I'm not making a pick anymore, but a guy I had written down was DeChambeau.
Okay.
But I think he is going to be, he's not persona non grata.
Huge question mark.
It's a huge question mark.
Yeah.
He's making more than enough money on Live, but he wants to be a star, and right now he's
more marketable than Scotty but he doesn't have anywhere the game that Scotty has. If he falls off and never wins anything, then he's done.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I've got one pick left. Again, the players off the board. Ryan started us off with Shohei Ohtani. Then JJ went with Messi. I went with Wimby and Skeens. Back to JJ, he took LeBron. Ryan took Mahomes and Caitlin Clark, and then JJ just took Scheffler. I got to have an NFL quarterback. Come on, what are we doing here? So give me Josh Allen.
He was on my list.
Yeah, give me Josh Allen. I do think he will eventually win the Lombardi Trophy, and obviously, superstar player. But it's interesting the guys that we didn't get to. Aaron Judge. Was Aaron Judge on?
Ohtani's just like, if we're going to pick a guy in baseball, it would have been Ohtani. I feel like Aaron Judge is definitely the next guy. He plays for the Yankees. He's huge, literally. He's number 99, hits a bunch of homers. So that's a great pick. I didn't have him on my list, but that's a great pick.
And then one guy I did write down, I still have Tiger. Once he gets it figured out, if he does, it doesn't matter if he's going to play. I think he's going to end up in the CBS booth eventually because he would be around the game. He'd be a Ryder Cup captain. I think he has staying power.
Did you guys consider like really youth movement, like a Jeremiah Smith or Cooper Flagg, anybody like that?
I had Mendoza written down.
Okay.
But
honestly, I tried to stay away from football. I saw this on a documentary like 15 years ago, and it stuck with me forever. And it was a stripper. It was on ESPN's
Now
Broke
you got my
30 for
attention.
30.
Yeah.
Yes. And she was like, listen, these NFL players, they have helmetitis. Because, like, when you watch their games, they always have a helmet on. You don't really know what they look like. So, like, when they come to a club and they want to show off, they have, like, a jewelry with their number on it. And so besides the quarterbacks, it's tough. Like, I wouldn't take a Jeremiah Smith, even though I think he could be the best player in the NFL one day.
Right.
Just marketability-wise, it's tough for a guy who wears a helmet.
Well, then I like the Josh Allen pick because what I had written next to Josh was Haley in parentheses. Let's say she
Yeah,
decides to
superstar
team up
couple.
with a commercial. I mean,
Right.
that would be a huge.
That's
get.
why Skeens, by the
Yeah.
way, that's money in the bank.
That's
if
really
they
why I
stay
picked
together.
him.
Yeah, of course.
Is to have Livy down at all the parties. What about Anthony Edwards?
So I had him, and I put in parentheses if traded.
Yeah.
Because like he's in Minnesota for the T-Wolves, but he has such a big personality, and his style of play is flashy. It's like Jordan. It's like Kobe. A lot of above the rim play. So like if he went to a bigger team, you know, like imagine him at the Knicks. He'd be a freaking
Right.
superstar, household name. But right now, I can't take him with Minnesota.
I kind of thought the same thing. The market to me was a deal breaker.
I don't know if you guys know anything
for
about
drafting him this high.
Yeah.
I mean, if we'd gotten to rounds 4, 5, and 6,
Yes,
obviously
he's
he'd
on
have
my
been-
list.
He'd have been taken.
Another guy that you guys might not know, but Formula One is huge around the world.
Sure.
Lewis Hamilton is like that guy right now. He's not winning anymore, but like celebrity wise. But Max Verstappen is the guy. He's
Okay.
very
I have him
young.
down.
He's going to probably shred through all these records. And he's like he's a villain. So he's really marketable in that angle.
Would you guys have had an interest in Rory McIlroy?
I put him down, but I had to take Scotty over him based on just.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Scotty's ceiling is so much.
And he's 8 years younger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Rory's 36, so still has, you would think, a good decade, and certainly will always be a magnificent ambassador to the game of golf. So, I mean, in terms of, he's an athlete that will make money his whole life.
And in Europe, he's massive.
Yeah. I mean, he's the best player to ever come out of Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's arguable now in terms of resume, but as soon as he wins one more major, it's unquestionably Rory McIlroy. So that's interesting. Let
I
me
had
ask.
Steph down too.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good
but
one.
I didn't pick him because he is old.
Yeah.
But like just the shooting, you're
Right.
gonna remember him forever.
Did you have anybody written down that we didn't get to?
I did not.
What about,
It's-
like,
Mendoza's the only one, but to your point, real quick,
Yeah.
JJ on Steph Curry, I think a lot for him depends post career. What does he do?
Yeah.
If he plays on the Champions Tour, that's not going to matter. But does he run a team? And that's how these guys can stay visible.
What about some of the younger quarterbacks in the NFL? Like I had Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow on my list. If
Burrow.
because I didn't know exactly. I figured we'd just pick a few, but I didn't know how deep we'd go. And so if you had to pick one of those two, who would you take?
Burrow.
You take
He's got
Burrow.
that personality, and I think he's just a better quarterback too. But man, Trevor with his hair, that goes a long
that's where I
freaking
was going
way,
next.
man.
Trevor Lawrence or
If he
Travis
wins the
Hunter?
Super Bowl, Trevor. Like I
Trevor.
said, like the quarterbacks are really
Quarterback.
the only recognizable faces in the NFL.
But if Travis Hunter, I mean, to me, I would take Trevor as well. And again, if we'd gone a little deeper with this, I think Trevor Lawrence, I would have picked.
Mhm.
To your point, I mean, I thought the schedule release thing, it didn't resonate with me.
But it
it's
got people talking.
But it's amazing how many millions of views it got. So for sure, there is a Prel commercial in there, and certainly a haircuttery commercial whenever he
Yes.
wants to do it.
Number text from 945. Interesting guys from a market like Jacksonville refuse a player playing in Minnesota market. Well, that's not the point. We know Jacksonville is a small market.
I wasn't saying I was going
yeah,
to say
it's-
Josh Hines Allen.
Yeah.
No.
So Anthony Edwards is in Minnesota. I think he has to go play in a major market.
Sure.
The NFL, I think, is immune to that
I
conversation.
agree. Yes. Well, again, Mahomes is in Kansas City.
Yeah,
It doesn't
great
matter.
point.
And
But
then-
yeah, if Anthony Edwards if we'd found out on, let's say, Tuesday that Anthony Edwards had been traded to the Lakers,
Mhm.
my guess is he is one of our 9 that we selected, or certainly
Absolutely.
would have had a much stronger case for it. But yeah, I thought with Trevor, certainly I think you see it. If Travis Hunter really does become a standout on both sides of the ball,
I know, Tony.
that will be really interesting to see what his marketability does look like, because he does. I do think the public likes Travis Hunter. I mean, they see the big smile, and obviously what he did in college was extraordinary. If he could be like close to that at the NFL level because of the uniqueness, and there's no one else coming behind him. It's not like we know that there's 3 players in college football currently that attempt to do what he did. No one does it.
Yeah.
Like, so he's going to be the only one doing it for a long time in the NFL.
Texter Johnny on your Verstappen, he had Kimi Antonelli. That's who I thought you were going to say. He's only 19 years old. He's won 4 races in a row. I think he'll hit in Europe before he hits in America.
Absolutely. And he's like 18 still, you know, a really young Italian kid. By the way, Kimi Räikkönen, who I don't know if he's named after him. He might be, but he was like my favorite Formula One driver ever. Anyway.
Good stuff. All right, so let's recap it. Ryan, your sports agency begins with Shohei Ohtani, Patrick Mahomes, and Caitlin Clark. Certainly a heck of a trio there.
Yeah.
JJ, you've got Messi, LeBron, and Scheffler. So, yeah, I think you're in pretty good shape there. And I went with Wemby, Skeens, and Josh Allen. So, good stuff. That was a lot of fun.
I mean, Wemby could go to the finals this year and become a household name like on Saturday, honestly.
I mean, and again, like I worry a little bit about like injury with Wemby
course.
and even with Skeens, but it's like they're just so
dominant
and so young that. And obviously, Josh Allen's a little bit more seasoned, but anyway, yeah, that was fun. When we come back on the lead, we will do our golden moment. Ryan's also going to tell me about this Jimmy Goldstein guy because I didn't know who he was. I see this ghoul, and I'm like, who is the zombie in the Elton John outfit? And Ryan filled me in on who it is. So if you've been watching the NBA playoffs, and if you're an NBA fan, you're definitely going to know who he is. I am not much of an NBA fan, so I was educated, but we will get to that. We'll talk a little bit about how the Spurs were able to get it done last night. You're listening to The Lead on 1010XL. 92.5 FM.
The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
School's out for summer. More time for 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Meet John and Ben Lupo, first and second generation owners of Jacksonville's Beards Diamonds.
We can do things that these corporate stores cannot do. Make decisions on the spot. Our pricing is better than anybody else's. We do not do commissions.
We really try to keep it a family environment, relaxed. We're not trying to sell you what we want. We're trying to listen to what you want.
In fact, don't be surprised if you end up spending less at Beards than you had budgeted, because they're going to teach you how to buy a diamond like a dealer buys and show you how to buy smart.
If we can save the consumer money, we're all about that. If we can achieve the same look, the same quality, and for them to spend less, that's what Beards is built on.
Why pay more if you don't have to?
Dad always taught me from day one is you got to look at the diamond. You can't just buy off the paperwork. Rather than us just saying, hey, this one's $7,000, the other one's $10,000, we're going to tell the consumer why this one's $7,000 and why this is $3,000 less, but almost looks identical.
Don't overpay at the Wall Street-owned corporate chain. Get the transparency and value you deserve at Beards at St. John's Town Center.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Looking for ways to save on your JEA bill? We're on it. When it comes to your utilities, the less you use, the more you can save. That's why JEA offers ways to help you manage your usage and avoid higher than expected bills. Use our online tools to monitor your usage throughout the month. Schedule a free irrigation or energy efficiency assessment and get personalized tips to save. And with JEA rebates, you can save when upgrading to more efficient equipment. Find more ways to save at JEA.com.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. When you buy tires, you should get more than just tires. You should get value that lasts. Well, at Big Chief Tire, every tire purchase comes with their Extra Mile program. That means $10 off every oil change, free tire rotations, free tire repairs, and more every time you visit. No points, no gimmicks, just real savings from a local shop you can trust. Call 904-932-0950 or visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com. That's how you take care of your car the right way.
Prosser here. Get those boats ready for the Dailies Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin. Saturday, June 13th in St. Augustine. The entry fee, only $250 if you register by May 31st at oldschoolkingfish.com. The grand prize, a 21-foot Yellowfin hybrid boat worth $130,000 and with limited boundaries, no live bait buying, and no checkout. It's seriously old school. That's why it's called the Old School Kingfish Tournament. Sign up today, oldschoolkingfish.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Welcome back to The Lead. Our golden moment today was Mark Long talking about the Gators and John Summerall's recruiting chops. The Gators get a commitment today from a 4-star linebacker out of Georgia. Again, all this is non-binding until signing day, but I thought it was interesting. Mark said that he believes that this class is going to hold together, that Summerall is the real deal on the recruiting trail, and spoke glowingly about him in general. But really interesting what John Summerall has been able to do, really not being a star at all, getting the Florida job, coming from Tulane, and the fact that right now Florida 4th in the country in the recruiting rankings when you look at the 24/7 composite. Very interesting, the kind of class that he's building in Gainesville. We'll see if he can get them to sign letters of intent once we get to December. That was our golden moment. So I'm watching the NBA a couple nights ago. And
your Goldstein moment happened.
Yeah, now we're getting to the Goldstein moment. And it's pregame, so the players are out on the floor warming up, and I see Chet Holmgren. That's who they're focusing on. And behind Chet Holmgren looks like a zombie dressed like Elton John, like a total ghoul. I mean, I'm having like nightmares thinking about this guy. So I text and I'm like, who is this? And Ryan, as he always can do, educated me. So who is this? If you've been watching the NBA final or the conference finals, and if you're an NBA fan, obviously you probably know who this guy is. I did not. Who is Jimmy Goldstein?
Well, he's 86 years old. He's a NBA super fan based in LA, has season tickets, Lakers, Clippers. I first came across him probably 20 years ago when he was in a documentary about the Clippers. Suffering franchise. He wears the hat, so you can never miss him. He's on the front row.
It's a big cowboy hat.
Big cowboy hat. And, you know, to sum up what Jimmy looks like at this stage of his life, Keith Richards would look at him and say, that guy's lived hard.
No doubt about it.
But I think he's lived well and had a good time.
Yeah, he has definitely lived well and had a good time. When you look at so I was fascinated because I was like, am I the only person in the country that doesn't know who this is?
And he wears like these shiny suits.
Oh yeah,
cowboy
like,
boots.
You can't miss him.
He stands
He's a provocative dresser, but he looks like they exhumed a body and dressed it and put it on in front court in an NBA game.
He's looked dead for 10 years now, easily.
So, JJ, you knew who he was.
Oh, yeah. I've known him for a long time. You know what's interesting is if you ever hear him in an interview or talk, he's very, soft-spoken.
Okay.
Which you wouldn't expect by the way that he dresses and everything. And we were talking about this during the break. One of me and Hayes' favorite movies is The Big Lebowski.
Oh, yes.
And Jackie Treehorn is a very famous character from that movie who is an adult film director, producer guy.
Log jamming.
Yes. And he has this big house party scene, and it's the most stereotypical LA house,
right.
And that is actually the real home of Goldstein, who apparently he uses it for multiple movies and shows.
David Stern.
Yeah.
And I quote, I get a kick out of him.
Well,
We
I
all
do
do.
too now. I mean, now that I know the story, and it's not a poltergeist.
It's not a
that somehow is
haunting the Oklahoma City Thunder.
front court at an NBA game. But anyway,
There is one thing that bothers me about him.
Okay.
Well, besides his just overall look. He never gets like excited during the game.
Right.
You never see him like jump out of his chair or even like crack a smile. It's like for being such a super fan, you seem to not be
so
enjoying
will he be
yourself.
at he'll be at Game 7?
Oh, he'll be at the finals and Game 7.
And will he be at all the NBA finals?
Maybe not
games?
all of them.
Okay.
He may not make the trip to New York.
Yeah.
But last night he was front row to the right of the broadcast crew.
Right.
So you can see him you can see the hat, but he'll be there tomorrow night. He'll definitely be at the Western Conference home
Yeah.
games. And I mean, I think I've heard he flies commercial.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So like 1 year they said he went from
Cheap
San Antonio
bastard.
back to LA, and like Bill Simmons was doing ESPN. He goes, Jimmy Goldstein was on my Southwest flight.
It's an amazing life. He made a bunch of money in real estate. He's never been married, never had kids, just loves the NBA. So God bless him. But Jimmy Goldstein, there you go.
Legend.
Let me ask you guys this. Does the Oklahoma City coach, Mark Daigneault, I think is how you say it, does he remind you guys of like the 80s like villain where like he strikes me as like the musical like teacher that's like or like the snooty like Ferris
It's the
Bueller
haircut.
maitre d', like, and it's the way he like winces and he
Yes.
chews his gum, like he just looks like he's out of like Ferris Bueller's Day Off trying to keep them from eating at the restaurant.
Anybody? Oh, that's a different character in Ferris Bueller's. He looks understated to the point where you have a pulse. And he always looks like, okay, are you ever going to get mad?
Right.
You don't see him working the refs. So
Yeah.
he figures this approach is the best.
Yeah, he's a very calm guy. And
Yeah.
look, I mean, he won a world title last year. It's just his look just.
The haircut's what bothers me.
Maybe
It looks like
that's what it
something like
is.
a 10-year-old would have
Yeah.
in like 1997.
Yeah. So we all like the Thunder in Game 7?
Yeah, I do.
I'll be cheering for the Spurs because as an NBA fan, I really want to see Wemby on that stage, against the Knicks, Madison Square Garden. But unfortunately, I think Oklahoma City is going to win that one. By the way, speaking of coaches in that game last night, what is with the women sitting behind the
Oh
San
my
Antonio?
gosh.
It's like the third game in a row now. We've had some very busty women.
It's like Morgana, the kissing bandit, sitting behind the Spurs coach, and it's been that way the whole time. Gina and I
Yeah.
talk but
And they're
Gina,
not the
before
same
the
women.
game starts, we identify. The other one that we've noticed is Oklahoma City has a young girl. She's probably in her 20s or 30s. That's part of the medical team, and so she sits right next to where Daigneault is standing. She's like the first one,
Okay.
and she doesn't move, at all. Like she doesn't follow the ball. Like it's the wildest thing. So anyway,
I love that you guys watch stuff like
Well,
that. That's a
Like with an
phenomenal.
NBA bench, that first seat is the trainer. Like in college
Yeah,
basketball,
she's
they're
part
all
of
the
the
way down.
training staff for sure.
So she's keeping fouls and timeouts. So
yeah. By the way, so Jalen Williams returned last night.
Looked terrible.
But boy, he was minus 18 in 10 minutes on the floor. I mean, he really
dribbling the
looked
ball out of bounds.
awful.
Yeah. He won't be one of the guys I'm taking in our Monday,
No.
loser Monday.
No,
Well, I thought Crawford made a good point during the broadcast. He says, as a player, when you've been out a long time, the last thing to come back to you is ball handling.
And you could see it.
So maybe that will be his, rough re-entry, then be better tomorrow.
Because he was so important for them last
right.
year.
And, maybe now that he's played 10 minutes, maybe Saturday, he'll be more effective.
That's the thing with
But-
that injury. He's he's played in a game and then you won't see him for a couple games and then he'll come back. It's been like that the entire season / playoffs. So I wouldn't hold my breath for him to have a big Game 7.
I wouldn't either based on how he looked, but it's an interesting X factor as we
Absolutely.
get to Game 7 Saturday night. When we come back on the lead, we will hand it off to Rick Ballou, and Ryan will tell us what's coming up on Jacksonville.com. You are listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You're listening to The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
NASCAR running a triple header at the Nashville Speedway in Lebanon this weekend. Friday night will be the Truck Series. It'll be the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series on Saturday, and the Cup Series running the Cracker Barrel 400 on Sunday, which will be 300 laps around the 1.3-mile super speedway. Danny Hamlin, the betting favorite on Sunday, plus 380. Tyler Reddick, who has 5 victories on the season, is a plus 700. Kyle Larson is a plus 750. Christopher Bell also plus 750. Ryan Blaney plus 850, and Chase Briscoe is plus 1,200 to win in Nashville.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here, folks. It's happening. It is happening. We're going fairway, lush, and green at the Hicken household for, topdressing.com. Treated my yard, and I'm telling you guys, another company cannot do what they do. They have the custom equipment, that secret mix. You can't buy it in a store. Heck, it takes a year to make. With topdressing.com, you're amending your soil, and it's thriving. Make your neighbors jealous. Get to topdressing.com today or call 888-850-1850 for your free estimate.
Hey, Gate fans, power up your meal with an electrifying deal. MyGate Rewards members can snag a Monster Energy for just $1 when you buy any made-to-order entree. Breakfast bowl or pizza, it's your choice. Just add a Monster and boost your day. See store for details.
Hicken here. See clearly with the Eye Associates and trusted optometrists Zachary Boskool and Alice LaFlamme. From comprehensive eye exams, dry eye care, glaucoma management, diabetic eye care, and more, Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme are dedicated to protecting your vision. Immediate availability at all 5 Jacksonville locations. Schedule today with Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme by calling the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD, at 296-0098.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you as Walk-Off Charities has grown, we now manage a large athletic facility with numerous fields, including the Bregan Baseball Complex. To get around, we needed a good, reliable golf cart. I went straight to Dynamic Drives and Design in Jack's Peak. I met with Travis, told him exactly what our needs were. Would you believe before you knew it, the perfect cart was delivered to us at an incredible price? If you need a golf cart, Travis and his team are the go-to. Learn more about them at dynamicdrivesdesign.com.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Discover the thrill of Sharks football. Fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. It's Star Wars night. Presented by HCA Florida Healthcare. Don't miss this Saturday, May 30th, as your Sharks look to continue their winning ways. Kickoff 7 o'clock and tickets start at just $15. This is the fun you've been looking for. The first 1,000 kids receive a free lightsaber. Dress up as your favorite character and get photos with members of the 501st Legion before the game. The Force is strong with this deal. Try our family 4-pack. Get 4 tickets and $50 in food or merchandise vouchers, all for only $100. Join us on field after the game for our free autograph session, sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. Tickets start at just $15. To get yours, call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made.
Go Sharks! 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to The Lead here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. I'm Hayes Carline with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSelva. Monday morning, we'll be out watching the Jaguars OTA. It'll be the second one that we've seen. What are some things that you're kind of interested in checking out?
Yeah, for me, it would be, do they start getting into more situational stuff? Red zone. Do they do a little hurry up period? And, if they're outside, they'll have two fields, so it'll be more spread out. How are they, one thing I always ask a coach at the end of the offseason program, did you run every play you had? And I'm interested to see what Liam Cohen does this week. And then you got the mandatory mini camp for 3 days the following week. So that's what I'll be looking for. And then I think we sort of know who's not going to be participating by now. But one thing I wrote down were all the O-line combinations. So it'd be interesting to see if they start mixing and matching those guys.
Yeah, and you brought up Antonio Johnson earlier when we had Kai on with us, and I do like the look of the safety room.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be an upgrade. Now, part of that's I think Ransaw's going to be good, but I don't think he's going to start. I think it's going to be Eric Murray and Antonio Johnson. Now, maybe again, like you've talked about on Duval Rundown, maybe we do see a lot of three safety looks. But I like what they have at safety.
Yeah, not everybody. Getting rid of Wingard is an upgrade.
Yes.
Because he had run its course here. And, if Ransaw comes along, they want him to be interchangeable. So it's not going to be like a free and a strong locked in. But to me, their inactivity at linebacker this offseason tells me they're going to play a lot more dime and keep one linebacker on the field. Or do you really mix it up and go 3 D linemen, 2 linebackers, 6 DBs? So because Gardeck didn't play that role at all last year in a nickel. So I think this is a heck of an opportunity for these safeties to say, hey, I want to be that 6th guy even if I don't win that starting job.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, I think that'll be really interested in seeing how the safeties and the defensive backs in general, because again, you're kind of limited. It'll be good to see Josh Hines-Allen. And obviously he's always in impeccable shape, but it's always good to catch up with him. And I really thought the receivers looked good, tight ends as well. You would expect it, but it's still good to see it. Like you would have expected it last year, but Brian Thomas Jr. really didn't look good in practice for the vast majority of the offseason into training camp. And Trevor looks very decisive.
Yeah, and one thing they'll eventually get to is who's catching kicks and punts. I mean, they're not going to return them, but they're going to get used to catching the football.
Who do you think it should be?
I mean, on punts, I think they should give Josh Cameron the first shot. He's not working right now.
Yeah.
I would bring Parker on the field only if you need a fair catch because he's too valuable on offense. That's just me. And then on kickoffs, I mean, is it Tootin? Is it Allen back there both at the same time? Possibly, but you're going to see a lot of different faces.
Yeah, it will really be interesting to see what they do at the returner spot. And again, we got a long way to go, but it's great that they're back out there. So that'll be coming up Monday morning. Looking forward to talking all about that next week. But until we get to that, let's do this.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick Ballou with us now. You had a chance to catch up with Ventrell Miller.
Yeah.
What were some of your takeaways from that interview?
He's such a excitable guy. I mean, he's still, if you didn't know better, you would think, I don't want to downgrade the situation by saying he's a rookie, but the excitement of a rookie, like, look at this. I mean, to me, he's always got a smile on his face. He's always happy to be out there. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's healthy. I think if he is healthy, he's got an opportunity here to be, a really good football player and more than just a replacement for Devin Lloyd. I mean, he could be as good, if not even better, especially late on, 3rd and 4th down. So we'll see. And the organization showed him enough confidence by not addressing that position during the offseason.
Is Miller aware he will get to wear shoulder pads?
Yeah, he looks thick, too. I just heard you talking about Allen Jr. or some others, 2-back set. He looks like he's put on some good weight in the offseason.
Yeah, what'll be some things Monday that you're looking forward to seeing out there?
I'm going to talk about this coming out. What's really fascinating to me is that last year was the highest scoring offense that the Jaguars have had in their existence, right? They improved by 9.1 points a game, yet there are so many
phases and so many ways that this football team can get that much better on offense. It's really staggering. So when have you ever heard in this city, is there enough balls to go around? Think about it.
Never.
With the 3 wide receivers, the tight ends, and if they go to a 12 and 13 personnel and they really want to stress consistency running the ball, is there enough footballs to keep everyone on this team happy?
Yeah, it's a great question. What's coming up?
We got that and all. I know you want
Carolina finishing up tonight.
Oh, man. I got a little bit of a twitch going on today after last night. No hockey after what? Just so many consecutive days. You know, I'm kind of mixed here. I would like to see a game over the weekend. So, let's have Montreal win this and get a game 6. But the other part of me is when I was born in Boston, I was told to hate the New York Yankees and hate the Montreal Canadiens. So maybe Montreal will be on the golf course tomorrow, and that's a good thing.
All right. Good
All
stuff.
that coming up should be a lot of fun.
All right.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks,
it.
Rick.
Into the night with Rick Ballou. Coming up next, what's coming up on Jacksonville.com?
Notes column tomorrow led with this team spent some money on their undrafted free agents, second most guaranteed money in the league. So I go through that a little bit, have a bunch of other things, non-Jaguars, and working on a couple of Jaguar columns for next week.
All right, great stuff. We certainly appreciate it. That's going to do it for us. For Ryan, for JJ, I'm Hayes Carline. Thank you for listening to The Lead Into the Night with Rick Ballou. Up next on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Try